There. This is February 10th, 2017. It's a Friday here in Northern California where it's just about exactly 9:25 in the morning. Today I want to get into a lot of stuff as usual. I tweeted Trump this morning, so maybe I should talk about that first. I sent him a tweet regarding the Section 8 housing. And I told him that, let's see if I can get it word for word here. Yeah, I told him that, dear Mr. President, Section 8 is an abject boondoggle and an utter failure, a parasitic entity. And that's exactly what it is. These people, what they're doing has just exacerbated the problem of unaffordable housing tremendously. And they've got no interest in ever fixing the problem. And, you know, they're not the only agency out there. This is widespread. It's ubiquitous. Okay, and I talk about this all the time in my videos because this was where I feel like the population is blind. The only reason I make videos at all is because I'm not hearing the things I have to say in any high media circles with exposure. So I hope to just sit in the shadows a little bit and just contribute, but in a key way. I want to contribute to humanity here, to us, you know, just those areas we're missing because of the blinders that have been slapped on us deliberately, this thick veil of darkness that we've been forced to have to see through, this very muddy water that has been created for us, okay? And I feel like I've got something to say. That's the only reason I make videos at all, okay? That's it. That's the only reason. I've got no other motivation, is just to help humanity to rise above the evil that's in this world. And the evil is so thick, you could cut it with a knife, okay? To use a cliche. But listen, okay, it's bad. It's really bad. When you yourself, anybody as an individual, when you seek to find a solution to a problem, a big problem, and you discover that there are solutions to that problem, that it's not just there because it has to be there, when you realize that problem is there by intent, it's deliberately there, then you are a little traumatized. You feel cynical. You feel like you're an oddball because now you're going against the grain. You're swimming upstream. Okay, you're doing what is considered taboo in our society because of the way we've been trained. Okay, you're fighting the status quo. You're saying no, it doesn't have to be this way. And here's how we can fix this. There's many simple solutions. But the reason you don't want the problem fixed is because it's somebody's job, okay? Somebody's employment revolves around the problem persisting. And if you ever solve the problem, they're going to be out of a job. So they're going to actually work against solving the problem and even try to, even if on a semi-conscious, subconscious, conscious level, they'll work against the solution. They'll work to exacerbate the problem because that makes them more relevant. That gives them job security. And this is the way it is. People are serving Satan unwittingly because Satan is in the money. He's in the fear revolving around the money. Okay, this is why the evilest people always latch onto the money. That's the power in this world, is in the money. And you can get people to sell anything for money. They will sell their conscience. They will sell their soul. They will sell their integrity, their honor. They don't care about those things. They care about Satan. They care about money. That is the one fear that they will do anything to overcome. And it's overcome through money. We've got to understand this. We've got to understand. It's just like Jesus said, that the money is the root of all the evil. Okay, so if you want to go for the heart of the beast of evil, you've got to go for the people that are being oppressed because of the money masters, because this is their will, this is their intent, this is by deliberation that they've done this. Because with the poverty, they need people to be oppressed and poor, otherwise they can't create chaos and crises. This is their method of operation. This is what they need. So, I hear Alex Jones, and I hear and I get scared sometimes. I got to be honest, because I know with a guy with the intellectual prowess of Alex Jones, when I feel like he's missing, and I know that he's a devoted believer. Okay, he believes in Jesus, he believes in God. Okay, and he's a righteous man. I believe all those things about Alex Jones, and I believe that he's probably a lot smarter than me. Even though he probably doesn't even have as much education as me. I don't care about education. You can learn the stuff you want. It's up to you. I mean, the stuff that guy learned by reading, what he says, 50 history books at least, is way more than you're going to learn in any history, university history courses. Okay, that's way above a master's degree. Okay, whatever he has done, he's shown this vast, wanton interest, okay, unbridled interest in learning history, and he's done it. Okay, that's great. That's a lot more than I've ever done or shown any interest to do about history. But where I have shown that I am interested is in economic matters. I'm not interested in the nuances and the intricacies, the minutia, the excruciating minutia. Okay, I'm interested in fixing problems. I'm interested in why the problems are there in the first place, and then how they can be fixed in as gentle and surefire way as possible. Now, Alex Jones, he's talking about, creating a bubble for Main Street. But, I leave comments on the YouTube, video where he's saying this, that, look, you don't want a bubble. You want slow, steady growth. Okay, we've got, if you're saying, well, this is triage, okay, on the economy, he's saying, this kind of attitude where, but, people, they don't have their jobs. I mean, the real unemployment's probably closer to 50% with all the people that have given up and out there and all this. And you know what? He's right. He's not being alarmist. He's just facing the reality. He gets a lot of economists on, like he explains. But what they're missing, guys like Harry Dent, okay, for example, I mean, doesn't he know? I mean, there's going to be less and less work out there. There's more and more people looking for the work that's not there because automation's taking the work. For him to say that older people should keep working, he doesn't understand the issue at all, as far as I'm concerned. No, you do a favor to your community. Drop out of the workforce as soon as possible. Give your job to some poor bastard that's got a wife and kids to support. That's my attitude, and I'm not the only one out there. There's a lot of people that feel that way. Show me I'm really, really, really needed, and that's when you'll see me work. Okay, when I do work for people, I perform to the best of my ability, okay? And every one of them will vouch for that. I give them my very best, and they're very satisfied with the work I perform for them. But you know what? There's not a lot of work out there, for one thing. My health is suffering. I'm not a young man anymore, and I can only give the very best of myself for brief periods of time. And, it doesn't make a lot of bread. It's just the way it is. So I don't see any point in me working longer and longer. I mean, it's just stupid. Okay. No, I'd rather get, let's try another business maybe. I'd like to launch my line of landscape gardening tools. That's one of my favorite dreams. I'd like to help be a part of developing some truly affordable housing. That's another one of my dreams. I've got some big dreams, and I would like to see them come to fruition. But I'm not going to do them because I'm inspired by Satan, by my money. No, I want to do something else entirely for money, okay? What I do as far as speaking goes, I want that to be absolutely pure and free. That's it. That's how I want to offer myself to the public, okay? That's a sacrifice I give you. That's the contribution I give you of myself. I want it to be free. I will serve you in another way, okay? But I don't want to do that. As far as the landscaping tools, yeah, I could feel good about, taking a few bucks from that. But, being fabulously wealthy does not float my boat. It doesn't do it for me. It doesn't turn me on. Not when we've got abject poverty, extreme poverty to the point of people dying out on the streets. Let's bind the wound, okay, on the collective body of humanity where it's hemorrhaging. Do it logically first. Then maybe I could enjoy sharing in the bounty of the land. But until then, I don't care. Okay? That's it. God knows I'm telling you the truth. There's no point. There's no motive. There's no profit. It is to no avail that I would lie to anybody here. I just want to be happy. I would love to have a wife. Nothing better in the whole world. Okay? But how many women out there want to be with a guy like me? Be honest. Okay? You could say, oh, well, sure. I mean, yeah, I know I could find a woman. I know I can. Okay? But women like security, okay? And I don't have security in the form of monetary security to offer them. So I don't want to bug them, Okay, I know guys out there. Okay, that I remember meeting one guy years ago, and what happened to him is stamped in my brain. This guy had 11 children with 8 different women. Okay, and he was at this 12-step program we got to meet, and you know what? I felt so sorry for this guy. I mean, this guy is going to be flat broke, busted the rest of his life, and his kids aren't going to get any attention. So the idea that, I didn't just jump out of, one relationship where I probably hadn't learned how to be a man yet in the first place, and then jump into another one, I think is foolish. God blessed me with a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful children, and, I'm a very lucky man. A lot of guys, don't have that going for them. I do. So I'm very blessed and lucky. Nevertheless, I hate to be alone, all the time. I don't like loneliness. I want to be married. I want to be in a relationship. I want someone to share my life with. Okay, it's as simple as that. At the end of the day, you talk about things. You love one another. You share. You're in a relationship. It's a beautiful thing, a marriage. I want that very, 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 very much. But I know what's more important to me, okay, is to be devoted to humanity, to really care and to really try to get through to people what is the most important thing we can do to understand as a collective, as one species, one family. We've got to come together on this issue of poverty. We've got to bind the wound where it's hemorrhaging. And where do you start? I mean, I live here in America. I'm a native-born American citizen. Okay, and we got this whole immigration thing going on, this whole, this mess. Okay, this is what it is. These people that are the biggest pushers for unmitigated immigration are the ones that created the problems over there. Do you understand? It's all about money, folks. Learn. Check into your local chamber of capitalists, crony capitalist, or your chamber of crony of communists. Okay, like I like to call them. It's all about business interests. Okay, you can't interfere. Business interests are, you say anything against business interests, it's sacrilege, right? It's blasphemous. How dare you? This is not political. Don't bring your politics into this. This is all about business, and I'm telling you, it's unnerving, okay, because it's true. I mean, even if you look at the teachings of Solomon, he said money is the answer for everything. He wasn't condoning it, though. He was just pointing out the reality. Okay, people murder for money. It doesn't get worse than that. You wonder how the system is run, who's running the world. It's those that would murder for money. That's what they're doing. They create these dubious wars. We don't know why the hell we're over here in these countries, the Middle East, North Africa. What are we doing over there in these places? It's so evil, man. I'm telling you, look, it's all coming down. Alex Jones, he pointed something out I hadn't heard. Was this, to quote him, he didn't say who he was quoting, but probably from the Bible. But those that God would destroy, he first makes mad. And when you look at the way people like Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters, who can barely talk anymore, and they're completely ignorant. I mean, these people like they got dementia or Alzheimer's or something because, and you got other ones in there that think islands are floating there saying, hey, we're worried the island will tip over with overpopulation. And, Nancy Pelosi is, she's calling Trump Bush and just, nobody's even pointing it out to her. She's just going on and on, saying that Bush is doing these terrible things when Trump's been in office now for what? 2 or 3 weeks now, I guess, almost. And, 3 weeks, I guess, right? But I'm not going to do the math now. But, yeah, it's just been 3 weeks today, right? Friday, the 20th of January, right? Okay. But, Maxine Waters thinks that Russia is over there fighting with Korea. I mean, these people are completely out of touch. Or, Trump's in Aleppo causing problems. I mean, these are problems that have been going on a long time. There wasn't one day of peace while Obama was in office, yet he won a Nobel Peace Prize. You see the madness? Our entire civilization is imbued, marinated in madness. Okay, that's the reality of the situation. So if I sound like I'm radical and I'm crazy, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, believe me, it's not me. And I know that. And that's where I get solace is knowing, look, I can't worry that, 699,999,999 people, okay, every other person on the face of the earth is deceived, is confused about issues. I'm not. I know where the heart of the beast is. It's in the money. Okay? It's cooked into the recipe here. This is the method of operation of Satan and all these Satanists, witting and unwitting, because remember, these people that are deliberately deceiving the public, they've got the darkest depths of hell that they're going to. Okay, and that's where they're going to rule. So you want to make sure that you're on the right side of history here. There's only two sides, humanity or inhumanity. You can either say, yes, I'm ready that God's will be established on earth because God's on the side of humanity. So what will it be like? Consider, use your God-given imagination, use your brain. You want it to work better, use your imagination.